January 2010, Conan O'Brien hosts his final Tonight Show. March 2010, Jay Leno resumes hosting The Tonight Show. July 2042, NBC converts Jay Leno into a cyborg so he can host The Tonight Show through the 23rd century.
Folks, it's Monday night. Time for headlines.
Thanks for watching. Your local news starts now.
I don't know if you're aware exactly of what's going on at NBC, but we talked about it a little bit. And it's Jay,
yes.
It's Conan, and it's me, and every now and then Jimmy Kimmel comes in and causes some trouble, which is great.
Yeah.
Just fantastic. So, and nobody knows what to do. Conan would like to stay. They said, no, you should go. And he said, no, I want to stay. And so now they got to throw him out. But to throw him out, he gets $30 million. And Jay, of course, all Jay keeps saying is, you know, I think there's room for everybody. I think there's room for everybody. And so now all of a sudden comes this outpouring of anger directed at Jay, who is America's best friend. He's the guy next door when you need to borrow a wrench to fix your lawnmower, or when you need your lawnmower fixed. Jay will come over, and he's got his blue jeans on, and he's got his blue jean shirt.
Yeah.
And he you know, got that thing, and he
Yeah.
rolls up his sleeve, and he goes to work.
Yeah.
Or let's just say you're driving from Omaha to St. Louis, and your car breaks down. Right there by the side of the road is Jay to change your tire. It's been documented hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. He's like AAA for the United States. For the home viewer, Jay is AAA. He's there. He's Johnny on the spot.
Yes.
He'll take care of you. You know, I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, you're talking about the Jay, the whole thing. There's Jay, there's Conan,
right,
there's you.
Right. So now, all of a sudden, this outpouring of people are upset and leave Conan alone. And you had your variety show at 10, leave Conan, give Conan his show at 11:30.
Yeah.
And don't be such a bully, go somewhere else, get your own show, get your own show. And now people are jumping on Jay. It's unprecedented. I've never seen anything. And I keep saying to people, well, what has he done wrong? He's just kind of doing what the network tells him to do.
Yeah.
You know, they say, Jay, go to 10. Yeah, okay, not a bad idea.
Right.
So they say, Jay, all right, Jay, the 10 o'clock didn't work. Come back to 11:30. Yeah, okay, sure, if that's what you want.
Right.
So, and now, and now Conan will be free to go. Plus, he's got $30 million. So it's hard to feel bad for anybody, you know, because everybody makes out in this deal. And then I pick up the New York Times on when is this? This was, I guess, Friday morning. The 15th, Friday, January the 15th, 2010. Everybody is getting into the story. Here's the headline. Can you see it right there? Executive leaps to Leno's defense. So I thought, well, really? Now they got NBC executives defending Jay, who heretofore, why is he needed defending? He hasn't, what has he done, you know? He's done nothing. So listen to this. So it's a guy who runs NBC Sports named Dick Ebersol. Now, I've known Dick Ebersol. You've known Dick Ebersol.
For years, yeah.
When we worked at NBC, I've known Dick Ebersol since the late 70s.
Yeah.
And he was a guy, and he was always a guy, and he still is a guy. And he came into NBC, and he's the one that said, get the Olympics, get the Olympics, get the Olympics. And it's been a tremendous success. And now they got the Winter Olympics coming up pretty soon, in a couple of weeks. So now all of a sudden, Dick Ebersol feels he's got to get in there and help Big Jaw. So I think, what is this? Well, how did this happen?
Right.
You know, it's like you're wrestling around in the backyard and somebody's mom comes out. Okay, come on, boys,
Right,
break it up. Break it up, let's go. Don't do that. Leave Timmy alone. Come on, get off him. It's completely unnecessary.
Like a mom.
And plus, Dick Ebersol has got things on his mind. I mean, the Olympics kick off up there in Vancouver, up there at Whistler. I mean, he really, right now, he should be up there putting the finishing touches on the Bodie Miller story. He should be...
Right.
He should be up there picking out sweaters for Bob Costas. He doesn't have time for this. So now Bob, turn around. Let me see the one with the reindeer. All right, turn there. All right, now try the plaid one, Bob. All right, let's see what that looks like on camera. What about a scarf to go with that, Bob? Kind of a thing like that when you're out there with the bobsled boys, a thing like that? Why don't you look into that? Get yourself a scarf. Gloves. Get him some gloves. So now here's what Ebersol says. Out of the blue, and I'm thinking, oh, Dick. The verbal barbs in this late-night war got louder Thursday as a top NBC executive struck back against on-air attacks on the network's once and future Tonight Show host, Jay Leno. Now, this is what he said. Out of nowhere. He didn't need to talk about this. He really doesn't. You know, leave us alone. We're having fun. Referring to the pointed jokes made this week by Mr. O'Brien and David Letterman of CBS, Mr. Ebersol said it was chicken-hearted and gutless to blame guys you couldn't beat in the ratings. Chicken-hearted and gutless. That's what he said. He's calling me and Conan O'Brien chicken-hearted and gutless. I can't speak for Conan O'Brien. For the sake of the discussion, yes, I'm chicken-hearted, and yes, I'm gutless. But these two characteristics have nothing to do with the current situation. I'm telling jokes and making fun of Jay Leno over and over and over, relentlessly, mercilessly, simply for one reason, and that is, I'm really enjoying it. I don't know. It's just fun. Oh, that's all I got. We'll be right back with tonight's top 10 list and Kristen Bell, everybody. Yeah, thank you very much. Bob, this is Dick Ebersol. We're going to need you tomorrow at 2:15 for the earmuff meeting. Is this it right here? Hey, ladies and gentlemen, here's tonight's top 10 list. Let's go. Hi, Bob. This is Dick Ebersol again. Listen, I don't want to tell you how to do your business. Bring plenty of chapstick. Chapstick. You're going to be outside a lot. Bring plenty of chapstick. Okay, Bob. Okay, Bob. Chapstick. Bring plenty of chapstick, Bob. Okay. Listen. Hey, Bob, if it goes well, guess what? Hot chocolate. Hot chocolate, Bob. Hot chocolate, buddy. Hey, how you doing? Hey, here's something. You know, up in Massachusetts, the big election, you following what's going on up there? Yeah. Ted Kennedy's Senate seat, which Ted had for like 40, 45 years, something like that, a mainstay, a landmark, the lion of the Senate, Ted Kennedy, his seat is now up for grabs, and the election is pretty close. And I was thinking, you know, by God, my money's on Jay Leno. Are you... That's what. This was. I thought this was fascinating. Last night on the Jay Leno 10 p.m. NBC variety show, Jay Leno. Jay Leno said that this NBC Tonight Show mess is not his fault. It's not his fault. And I said, I know it's not his fault. But it isn't funny that he always turns up at the scene of the crime. Honestly, how is that possible? I'll tell you, don't kid yourself. I'm getting beat up in this thing too, by God. I got my feelings hurt pretty bad. Listen to this. There were more people turned up for the Keep Conan rally than turned up at the Fire Letterman rally. Oh, did you know that? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It is terrible.
Bad.
They're saying now, and we don't know this officially, but they're saying that Conan O'Brien's last show as the NBC host of the NBC Tonight Show will be Friday. And I was thinking, you know, if CBS had a sense of humor, bless you. If CBS had a sense of humor, they'd send a guy out here right now to fire me.
That was,
you know what I mean? Huh?
They had any?
Yeah. I thought this was courageous on Conan O'Brien's part. He says he wants to work for a network that is more trustworthy than NBC. Wants to work for a network that is more trustworthy than NBC. How about Al Jazeera?
Oh, more trustworthy.
Maybe? I don't know.
More trustworthy.
And believe me, I'm not the kind of guy that likes to pile on when somebody else is having trouble. That's not my style.
No, you don't pile on.
Live and let live is my motto.
You've always said that.
But I'm going to tell you now, and you're not going to hear this anywhere else. Here's how bad things are at NBC out there in Burbank, at the headquarters of NBC out there in Burbank. Here's how bad they are.
Yeah.
Earlier today, the NBC Peacock walked into a KFC and surrendered.
Oh.
That's how bad. We talked about this in NBC, and they got to get on this. They're already promoting the new Tonight Show with Jay Leno again, who was for 7 months, he left the Tonight Show and did the primetime variety show. And now Conan is leaving the Tonight Show. So now NBC has got to get ready, got to gear up and start promoting the new Tonight Show with Jay Leno again. So here now is NBC helping now steamroll and promote the new Tonight Show. Yeah. It may be obvious, but I didn't come out here alone. Anyway, take a look at how they're promoting the new Tonight Show. Watch.
Hey, late night fans. In just a few short weeks, Jay Leno will be back where he belongs as host of The Tonight Show. And all your favorite elements of Jay's Tonight Show will be back. The phony handshakes, the guy with the guitar who laughs at everything, the bit he stole from Letterman's late night show, the bit he stole from Howard Stern, the announcer he stole from Howard Stern. And me, I'm Ed Hall. The all-new Tonight Show with Jay Leno, coming soon.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. Every day I wake up and I say, I'm going to keep my mouth shut about this NBC Tonight Show thing because, honestly, folks, I don't have a dog in this fight. But here's the deal. I've known Jay Leno for, 35 years, a long, long time. And we used to buddy around in the old days, and what we're seeing now is kind of vintage Jay. And it's enjoyable for me to see this. It's like, hey, there he is. There's the guy I know. And I just thought, well, I better keep my mouth shut because Lord knows I got my own problems. Yeah. I got my own problems. But I just can't help myself. And while it's true I don't specifically have a dog in this fight, I think that in some way I and Paul are responsible for the mess that's taking place over there now.
We're responsible?
Yes,
what do you
because of the big stink that we created when we left NBC
we left it big.
Years and years ago, they said, okay, well, that'll never happen again.
Right.
So,
well, that's why Jay says he was going to retire 5 years ago just to avoid that.
That's right. They wanted to avoid another transitional brouhaha. If I can invoke a little French.
Please do, anytime.
So last night, Jay gave his State of the Network speech.
He did.
And
State of the Network. State of the Network.
And I saw
State of the Network speech.
And he said that we should not blame Conan for what's going on.
Don't blame Conan.
Don't blame Conan for what's going on. And I said to myself, no one is blaming Conan.
I was going to say, no one.
And he further elucidated that who we should actually blame are Conan's agents and managers. We should blame them because this is what they do. And then Jay pointed out that he himself has no agent or manager. So I'm begging you, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of everyone involved, please don't blame Conan.
Don't blame Conan.
Please. Okay? I know a lot of you people think that Conan pushed himself out of a job.
Well, don't blame him.
He's not that kind of guy. He would never do that to himself.
You're saying this is vintage Jay.
Please don't blame
Don't
Conan.
blame him.
Okay, that's all I got tonight. All right, that's...
Vintage. Apparently this is vintage Jay.
Jay also let us know last night that Conan is a family guy.
Apparently, yeah, good. He said he was a good family
family
man.
guy. That's
Good
right.
family man.
That's right. I hope you're not planning on blaming Conan, are you?
Well, I wasn't.
I mean, in the thousands and thousands of words that have been printed about this mess, who has blamed Conan? No one.
I don't think so.
No one has blamed Conan. Yeah, whatever you do, don't blame Conan.
It's just business, okay? Don't please. Conan's like a family guy. He's a decent family guy. Don't.
When NBC said they sent a couple of guys to my office. One was the red-haired guy with the beard, and the other was their attorney, John Agolia. Warren Littlefield. Yeah.
Oh, I remember this. Yes.
Huh? They sent these guys to my office to tell me I wasn't going to get the Tonight Show. And so I thought it over and said, okay, fine, well enough, let's settle up. Paul got fired.
Well, yeah.
Stealing office supplies.
Whiteout and things like staplers.
So I said, well, it couldn't be more clear that there's no room for me here at NBC. So the folks at CBS, the good dear folks at CBS said, Dave, come on over. Come on over.
Come on over.
Do your little show here.
Yeah.
So when 5 years ago, when NBC said to Jay, you know what, Conan's going to take over your job in 5 years, that's when you say, okay, fine, no hard feelings. You call ABC, you call Fox, you try to get my job, you leave. You don't.
Yeah, okay, but I'll be in the lobby. You know, if you need me.
Don't hang around. You go across the street and you punish NBC and you make them eat your words.
Right.
And then then Conan has a job. Jay has a job. I have a job. What's his name? Lonnie Donegan? What's his name?
Yeah. The guy.
Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon has a job.
No, I think Lonnie Donegan, and he has a job too.
Yeah. And Jimmy Kimmel has a job.
Yeah.
See, that's the way these things are supposed to work. It's just part of evolution.
Okay.
Darwin. It's an early Darwinian precept.
Darwin.
You get fired, get another gig. Yeah. Don't hang around waiting for somebody to drop dead. Well, I feel I've gone too far yet again tonight. We'll be right back with tonight's Top 10 list and Dwayne Johnson, everybody. Oh, my goodness. Look at this. They're paying Conan O'Brien $40 million to walk away. $40 million to walk away. What do you think of that?
If I give you $20, can I walk away?
Oh, yeah, sure. You want me to get you a cab? Welcome to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to New York City. What's the weather like outside? Not bad? It's not bad. Or it's cold. In Southern California, it's pouring rain. It's one of those times of year in Southern California when it's raining like crazy out there in Los Angeles, and there's flooding all over L.A., flooding everywhere. So I'm thinking to myself, whoa, it's a good thing Conan O'Brien is getting sandbagged because flooding... Yeah. Okay, here's what's going on. They got the floods, they get the mudslides, and as usual, the only thing left standing is Jay Leno.
Hey.
He's there. Let me ask you this. In contractual negotiations, are you fascinated by legal detail? Listen to this. Conan O'Brien, he had the Tonight Show, and now he's leaving, and NBC is negotiating with him, and it's that intellectual property. He can't take his signature comedy bits with him. But that's okay. Jay will take them. So it's going to work out just fine. Not a problem. Not a problem. And they're saying Conan O'Brien, bless his heart, gets $32 million to walk away from NBC, to leave NBC. And I was thinking, you know, when I left NBC, all I got was a restraining order. That's all I got.
Tell me about it.
But things are starting to settle down now, and Jay, I guess, will be going back to the Tonight Show at 11:35, and he's been off the Tonight Show for 7, 8, 9 months or something like that, so he's got to get back in shape. So he's spending an hour a day working out on the Chin Master. So that'll be good. Now, with the all this attention being focused on the Tonight Show and NBC, and it's wrecked their late-night schedule, and now it's wrecked their primetime schedule, everything is in chaos. And that's the way it goes in broadcasting. You know, one day you're up, the next day you're down. It's just part of the business. And I thought, you know, this is a great opportunity. We'll put together a segment, and tonight's segment is called Get to Know Jay Leno.
Oh, all right. Get to know.
Is that... That's not the... I'm sorry, we're going to get to know Jay Leno in a segment we call Jay Leno, A Look Back.
Oh, that's right. That's a different story.
It's Jay Leno, A Look Back. That's right. Here you go. Take a look.
In 2010, Jay Leno stole The Tonight Show from Conan O'Brien. In 1992, he claimed the host's chair by forcing out the beloved Johnny Carson. And in 1961, a conniving Jay Leno managed to wrest control of The Tonight Show from Jack Parr.
What the hell were you thinking?
This has been Jay Leno, A Look Back.
Let me tell you a little something about how television works. I don't know much about show business or show business, but I know a little bit about how television works. And what television is when you have a television network, what that is, it's a family. And we here in New York and the folks at CBS in California, we are like the parents of the family. And making up the children of the family, and perhaps aunts and uncles as well, siblings too, would be all of the CBS affiliates all across North America. This makes up our wonderful family, and it's a nurturing, supportive system that keeps us going night after night after night. Because honestly, without the great affiliates of the CBS network, what would we have? Well, we would have nothing. Ladies and gentlemen. We would have nothing. You people wouldn't be here. Televisions wouldn't have even been invented. That's the importance of the television network. They're our family. And if we can't count on them and can't rely on them, well, we might as well give up, because we would have, that's right, we would have nothing.
Nothing.
Now, by way of introducing this next segment, it's called CBS Affiliate of the Night. Take a look.
Conan has been offered $30 million to walk away from his NBC contract.
Team Conan.
Team Conan. I'm Team Conan.
Conan. I do like Jay Leno as well, but Conan's just hilarious.
We're Team Letterman, though.
I'm so right. Actually, yeah, well, I won't say anything.
That was great. That's a CBS affiliate.
KOIN TV, Portland, Oregon.
That is, that is great.
Yeah, that's traffic reporter Carla Kennelly.
Well, she's Team Coco
Yeah,
for her.
that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, well, I won't say anything.
Okay, she won't. No, she can't.
Can you feel the love, ladies and gentlemen?
Yeah, you got it, baby.
I mean, is it any wonder I pound out of bed every morning with a smile on my face?
Those are our children. Your children.
That's right. KOIN, Portland, Oregon. God bless you, Carly. Thank you very much.
Honey.
I just want to make sure I have this quote correct. Actually, yeah, well, I won't say anything. I appreciate the discretion. Are we even on in Portland? I mean, did you see? And God bless them. You know, God bless them because. But they're all excited. Oh yeah, go Team Conan.
Yeah, Conan.
Oh yeah, go Team Leno.
I liked Jay, but really, but Conan's
sure,
really
yeah. And then as an afterthought,
Right, yeah.
oh, Team Letterman. Yeah, well.
Well,
Actually, I better not.
I won't say. I won't say anything.
I mean, don't they know that this stuff goes and we can see it?
Well, I'll tell you who I'd love to see as lead guest tomorrow night, though.
Who's that?
That gal, the traffic reporter.
Carly Kennelly.
Yeah. Did we get her?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Actually.
Yeah.
Well. No, she can wait for a call from Conan.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, weather. Is the weather wacky where you folks live? Oh, listen to this. 4 days of rain in Los Angeles, and there's been a lot of flooding, and it's such a mess. And when it floods like that, they get the mudslides, and the only good thing about the mudslides put out the wildfires, but it's continuing to rain. And it's been such a problem in Southern California and Los Angeles in particular that earlier today, Jay Leno held a press conference to announce that it wasn't his fault. People are feeling much better. Much better. And now there are rumors that President Obama may be paid to leave office and Bush will get his old job back. So that's what they're saying. Yeah. Tomorrow, by the way, TV news, Conan O'Brien's last show. Tomorrow night, Conan O'Brien's last show. Yeah. Was there a problem? As a result of this whole mess, people are beating up on Jay Leno, and I've beaten him up, and telling jokes about him, and saying things about him, and attacking him, and going after him, and then people say, "Why would you do that?" And well, I'll tell you, it's fun. But say what you will about Jay, this guy is a shrewd negotiator. A shrewd negotiator. He knows what he's talking about. He's not just driving around in old cars. Here's a guy who knows what he's talking about when it comes to making a deal. As a matter of fact, we got some security camera footage. Nobody knows about this. This is Jay Leno settling his deal with an NBC executive. Watch how shrewd this guy is. Take a look.
The hell is that? Some kind of code? Huh? Hey, huh? Snap out of it. You stupid son of a bitch. Hey. Oshima.
See, you see what I'm saying? But don't worry about Conan. Conan is leaving the show, but he's taking with him $45 million. $45 million. He had the gig for 7 months. He's leaving with $45 million. I'm telling you, it's like a Larry King divorce, if you think about it. That's exactly what it's like.
That works.
And as part of the settlement with Conan O'Brien, Conan will not be allowed to badmouth NBC. Don't worry, leave it to me. I'll take care of that. I got that. I can. Well, I'll tell you something. You know who's the forgotten man in all of this? Here's the rundown. You had Conan. First of all, you had Jay at 10 on his variety show, and then you had Conan at 11:30 on the Tonight Show. After that, you had Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Fallon. Following Jimmy Fallon was Carson Daly. Carson Daly has a show on NBC, but nobody can find the paperwork. So we thought, well, tonight, let's give Carson Daly some credit. Let's give the man his due. So we put together this segment. It's called Getting to Know Carson Daly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carson Daly is a talk show host, or a comedian, or a VJ, or something like that, who has a show on NBC at 1:30 a.m. Or maybe 2. I'm not really sure. I only saw him once when my dog was up all night vomiting. This has been Getting to Know Carson Daly.
I find this confusion and this chaos, I find it amusing. Here's my hope. I just want that everybody who wants a show gets a show. That's all.
That's all
I want everybody.
All you've ever wanted.
Yes, if you want a show, I want you to have a show.
Yeah, you should have a show.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, another popular segment on the program we've been doing from time to time. It's called the Jay Leno File. The Jay Leno File. Take a look.
2010. Jay Leno's failure in prime time forces Conan O'Brien to step down as host of The Tonight Show. 1992. Jay begins his run as host of The Tonight Show, forcing talk show legend Johnny Carson off the air. 1989. Jay uses one of his vintage classic cars to force Jimmy Stewart off the road. This has been the Jay Leno File.
Oh, well. Let's see. Oh, you know, let me just take a second here to say a couple of things. And I usually preface my remarks like that when I don't know what I'm going to say. People now are, and this is how people are, they're upset with me. Well, they're always upset with me.
Upset with you?
Yeah, upset with me because they say there's an inequity in my attack on Jay Leno versus Conan O'Brien. They say that I've been telling way too many jokes about Jay and not enough jokes about Conan. There's several reasons for that. First of all, I've known Jay forever. I've only known Conan, I don't know, 20 years. Secondly, it's just more fun to tell jokes about Jay. It's just, I just can't help it. You know what I mean?
Can't help yourself.
But in any way, in the interest of fair play, and Lord knows if I don't stand for fair play, what do I stand for? What? Huh? If I don't stand for fair play, then...
Then what do you stand for?
Exactly.
What do you stand for?
If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
That's right. Hey, I heard that.
Yeah. So, in the interest of equality here, we're now going to, we had one of our writers, Joe Grossman, we said, Joe, listen, you got to help us out here.
Help us out.
We need some jokes about Conan. We've had plenty of jokes about Jay, Big Jaw Leno.
Whoop.
But now we need some jokes about Conan Big Hair O'Brien.
Yeah, he does have a pompadour, yeah.
So he said, I'm your guy. I can write jokes. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Grossman. Joe, come on out. Hey, Joe, nice to see you.
Hi.
How you doing? How's it going? Everything good?
Yeah.
Feeling good?
Yeah.
You working hard?
Yeah.
You playing hard?
Yes.
That's all I need to hear, my friend. You got anything planned for the weekend?
I'm seeing a play in a basement.
Now, Joe, you understand what we're talking about. If people are saying there are too many jokes about Jay, we need some jokes about Conan. You're the guy. You spent some time. You put together a list there of jokes about Conan O'Brien. Take it away, my friend. Knock 'em dead. Blow the roof off the dump. Here we go.
Conan O'Brien's chin is so big, it was just hired as the new spokesman for Jenny Craig. Conan O'Brien owns so many cars, every Valentine's Day, he sends a floral arrangement to his mechanic. Conan O'Brien's voice is so high-pitched, Doctors use it to dissolve kidney stones.
Now, Joe, though I know what that is, those are just jokes about Jay that you put Conan's name in. Now, if you don't have a joke about Conan O'Brien, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Now, do you have a joke about Conan or not?
Hold on.
All right.
Oh. Hold on. Hold on.
Okay, got one.
Okay, all right. Okay, Joe Grossman.
Conan O'Brien is so old, every night when he finishes taping CBS's Late Show, his staff wraps him in mummy bandages and puts him in a sarcophagus.
Get out. Just get out. No. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, here's tonight's Top 10. Now, people are saying, I don't know if you folks know what's going on at NBC, but people are now saying, I don't know if this is true, that tonight is Conan O'Brien's final night. Yep, that's what they're saying. So it looks like I knocked off another competitor. Coincidentally, today is the 5th anniversary, kind of a sad anniversary, of the death of Johnny Carson. Died 5 years ago today, yep. But don't worry, Jay has an alibi. So that's, everything's good. He, I mean, you gotta love Jay. Jay is like a whack-a-mole, you know?
Oh, boy.
You think you've canceled him, and he pops up on another time period. Bang, 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 bang. But see, the other problem now with Jay moving back to 11:30, NBC's got no 10 o'clock show because Jay was in the 10 o'clock time slot. And that's not just one night a week, that's 5 nights a week. So that's the heart and soul of the NBC primetime lineup. So they really are scrambling. The first week is going to be fine. They got a new game show with your favorite, your buddy, Regis Philbin. It's going to be... It's a great show. It's called Guess My Area Code. And it's going to be... You know, ladies and gentlemen, this transitional controversy that's going on at NBC is eerily reminiscent of many, many years ago when Paul and I left NBC to come here to CBS. Yeah. And we thought we were going to Burbank to do The Tonight Show, but Jay already got the job. So it's like history repeating itself, kind of. Yeah. And when that happened, there was an HBO movie about all of the problems called The Late Shift. Well, guess what? There's a sequel. There's a sequel. Yes, there's a sequel to The Late Shift. Take a look.
In 1996, HBO gave us the critically acclaimed movie about the late night wars. And now the story continues in Late Shift 2. A behind-the-scenes look at the struggle between Conan and Jay over the 11:35 time slot, featuring Max von Sydow as David Letterman. Late Shift 2. Coming soon to HBO.
I wish I looked that good. Here's something that happened to me a couple of days ago. You remember when they gave Cookie, what's his name? Jay Leno quit, and they gave Cookie, what's his name?
Conan O'Brien.
Right. Right.
You're referring to the fact that they like to call him Coco.
Yeah. I always knew him as Conan.
Yeah.
And then he, when he got the Tonight Show, he became Coco.
Coco, yes.
I sometimes, because I enjoy cookies.
You thought, yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you something about Oreos.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my parents couldn't afford Oreos, and plus my mother made such tremendous cookies. She made the best chocolate chip cookies I've ever eaten in my entire life. So why go out and pay the Oreo people top dollar to get those things?
Right.
And I always thought to myself, they're overrated. And then there's something else called Hydrox, which sounds like it's chemicals. Like You have the Oreos, and then you have the chemical version of the Oreos. We're going to call those Hydrox. It puts it in your mind that the part of it contains a certain amount of bleach.
Right. That's right.
So we never had prepared cookies in our house because Mom, bless her heart, was always baking and tremendous and tremendous and tremendous. So a couple of weeks ago, I'm starving. I'm having a BSE. What is a BSE?
What is it?
Blood sugar emergency.
Oh.
Blood sugar emergency.
Wow.
I'm about to go down in a limp, damp heap. So I see that there's a container of Oreos, and this is what I love about American marketing. They now come in a thing with sleeves. They're about that wide, and they have made 4 sleeves of Oreos in them. And you know how you get to be my age, you can't open anything? And the last resort, and that doesn't even work. And the little thing that says tear here, I mean, that's a joke, right? They don't really mean tear here. It's just like something fun to do while you're trying to get to the grub. Oh, God! Damn! Get the thing open! I'm starved! All right, now. The Oreos, they're genius. They got a thing, it's a flap. It's just like dropping your pants. You pull the thing open, it just...
Like dropping...
And there, all of a sudden, is 4 big containers of Oreos.
Rows of
and I said, okay, I'll try them. What do I got to lose? I'll try them. I ate all but 1 sleeve.
Oh, sure.
Ate all but 1 sleeve.
It's easy to do, yeah.
Crazy.
I know, those Oreos.
But that's not what I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh.
Anyway, you remember Coco and the thing, and he quit, and then Jay said, no, I don't know, Jay fired him. I don't know what happened.
One of those.
Jay tried to get 2 shows. He
thought he could have both.
And it was confusing, and Jay kept saying, well, you know, there's room for everybody in there.
He was saying that.
Yeah, get everybody.
Originally he did.
And I loved it because it had nothing to do with me, and Lord knows I've had my share of trouble, so I could just sit back and make fun of these 2 guys feuding over who gets a show. And, you know, they're both making $500 million a year,
right.
So who cares?
Exactly.
You know, Leno has more cars than Hertz. So, yeah, no, I'm just a regular guy. Yeah, a regular guy with 600 cars. Explain that. And so then Leno quits, and then Pinky quits, and then and it's all, yeah, well, we both got screwed, and he had a show, and I had a show, and it was very confusing to the home viewer. The home viewer doesn't know, and the home viewer, honest to God, doesn't care. So I'm taking a walk the other day, and a guy comes up to me, and he says, hey, how you doing? And I said, oh, okay. And he says, look, I just want to give you a piece of advice. He says, I'm 42, and he said, I retired when I was 42, and it drove me nuts. So I'm 44 now, and I went back to work. So I'm just passing on a little advice to you. If you can, you know, try to keep working. I said, okay. Golly. Well, now listen, there's another movie, Cars 2 opens this weekend. You going to take your kids to go see? Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. We have a clip here from Cars 2. Watch this.
Your favorite 4-wheeled buddies are back in Cars 2. Starring Owen Wilson as Lightning McQueen, Larry the Cable Guy as Mater, and Jay Leno as Jay Limo, who heartlessly screws over Conan O'Brien. Cars 2 starts Friday.
Our first guest has his own television program, a very funny show. It's over there on TBS. It's called Conan, and that's the guy who's coming out here. And he's going to be taking his show on the road from Los Angeles to California, to Chicago, rather, the week of June 11th. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back our good friend Conan O'Brien. Conan. I think the longer we just sit here, the more uncomfortable it will make Jay.
You know Jay's watching right now. You know, he's getting a live feed in a satellite truck right now. He is watching every second. Dave looks unhappy. He's gonna pack it in soon.
Yeah. You, I know from your perspective.
Well, I'm done. That was all I had to do.
I know from your perspective it was difficult.
What are we talking about now?
You know, when you decided to go to TBS and all of that, and you took our show and did a great job there. Then you had the Tonight Show, did a great job there. And then... some kind of a mix-up.
I really don't recall. It's
how do you
it's
feel?
been a long time
How do you
now.
feel now on the other side of all of that? You got to feel great. You got to feel.
I feel terrific. I really do. You know, all I ever wanted to do was, I mean, I'm very lucky to get to go on television and to do my thing my way. And TBS lets me do whatever I want. They don't watch it. They don't care. Checks come in.
They're not watching.
No, that's the magic. And I have a great time. You know, we took all of our people with us, so everybody is happy, and so I'm thrilled. It worked out, and I'm a lucky person. So
and forgive me for making this all about me, but that's kind of what I do. I was delighted by everything that happened, except you losing your job.
I will tell you. I will tell you, and this is honest, the only consolation I took during that period was that you were happy. It was really...
It was what a really, humanitarian.
I did. I felt sometimes Dave seems a tad unhappy in his life. And if this is bringing you some measure of joy, then to hell with my career.
Yeah, no.
Know?
Let me explain myself. I knew you would be just fine.
Yeah, I can forage for food.
No, I don't think that was ever going to be a question.
I can catch animals and eat them. I knew I'd be all right. But you were happy. I'm happy for you that you were happy.
Let me illustrate this. I've known Jay a long, long time. We go back to the mid-'70s, back in Los Angeles at the Comedy Store. Jay was always the guy. The funniest guy, he was the guy. He was the guy you'd go to see. He was the guy you wished you could be more like. He was funny. He was also a bit of a brat. A bit of a brat. And so then, you know, when this came along, I said to myself, oh, yes, this is the Jay I know. And I really, and I kind of, you know, I refer to that period as the golden age of television, really.
The period when I lost the Tonight Show.
Yes.
That brief week and a half period for you is the golden age of broadcasting.
Yes, that's right. But it has nothing to do with you.
Then I'm contented.
This and people, this is a silly question. I'll ask it anyway. Any moments of genuine amusement during that ordeal?
Yes. Yes, there were some. There were moments when I was able to step outside my body and see the absurdity of it all. There was I had the Tonight Show, I believe, on a Friday, stepped down, left the Tonight Show. On Monday, we had things to figure out, how to take care of people, how to get things, you know, how to dismantle this mechanism. And I called my assistant, I said, we got to get together. And she said, we have no office. So we went to a Marie Callender's restaurant in the Valley. And it was empty. I'm not kidding. There's a Marie Callender's in Burbank, and I went there with my assistant, Sona, and she sat on one side, and I sat on the other. And I'm barking, you know, this is what we're going to do, see? We're going to take care of everyone, yeah. And we're going to do that, and we're going to do the next thing, too. And a woman came by and said, you didn't know or care who I was. Do you want one of our 9 pies? And I realized in that moment the disparity between sitting behind the desk as the host of The Tonight Show on a Friday and being demoted to a table at Marie Callender's, which, by the way, is a fine restaurant.
Yeah.
And it makes a killer pie, but I thought, this is appropriate somehow.
Yeah.
This is...
Not everyone would agree that it's a demotion, going from The Tonight Show to Marie Callender's, because, as you can tell, the pie...
But you've worked through, you clearly were using my experience to work through some things.
Let me tell you something. I've had my own trouble. I've had my own, Lord knows, I've had my share of trouble. So when I saw other trouble, and again, it wasn't...
You're someone who's been in a car accident, who passed another guy lying on the road and said...
That's right.
I was in one of those once.
Let me...
It was terrible.
Let me return to my position here. It was the delight of seeing... Now, how many times, just between all of us, how many times in your life have you seen a picture of Jay stopping by the side of the road to help elderly folks who have run out of gas or whose car has caught fire, who have lost a tire or something? And there is Jay being the Good Samaritan to help out those people, like the AAA, except the AAA doesn't bring a photographer. That's the only difference between Jay and the AAA. And I just thought, oh, and so for that reason and other reasons, I really enjoyed it. And have you spoken to anybody at NBC?
No. Who in particular? Anyone come to mind?
No, they're all gone, the people that I remember.
I think everyone involved in my situation, with maybe an exception, is gone. So there's no one there anymore that was there during my
Nobody at the
debacle.
scene of the crime.
Yeah. It's a whole different... I'm told it's a lovely group. I wish them nothing but the best. And...
Put a polygraph on him. And what about your relationship with Jay? Because you knew Jay before he demanded that he get his show back.
I was assured none of this would come up tonight. I was told we would discuss our shared love of antiquing. Our many wonderful vacations together. I was never informed that this would come up. But what is your question again? And you can repeat it as many times as you like.
We can get you an office at Blimpie's.
Trust me. But I'm so insecure now in my talk show jobs that I'm always eyeing tables at restaurants.
You just
I could go there. I could be happy.
But you had a relationship with Jay before the felony took place. What was the relationship like with Jay before this?
Occasional phone call and...
Did you feel a kinship, a camaraderie?
It's a busy world. I come from a large family. No, I would say up until this event, we didn't have that much in common.
Right.
We're quite different fellows, he and I. I don't know why I suddenly reverted to 19th century diction. But he and I are different, and so we didn't have a lot to talk about in common.
Right.
I don't own many automobiles that were made before 1904, primarily of brass and leather. And so I don't know what to... honestly...
Now we're going. Now we're getting someplace.
I don't know. There are very few ways, and I'm not saying this in a disparaging tone at all. There are very few ways in which he and I relate.
Right.
We're not interested in, I don't think, in the same things.
Right, but nonetheless, you had a bond via NBC and your two late-night shows.
Yes, he was my lead-in. He was the host of The Tonight Show. I was the host of The Late Night Show.
Right, and they put him on at 10 o'clock, and then that didn't work out. And it was, so then they said, Jay, are you busy? And he said, no, I'm just working on my cars. So he came back, and they said, "We'll go to."
You're not doing the head waggle.
Gives me an inner ear problem. We'll be right back with Conan O'Brien, everybody. gentlemen. Conan, how long did you do the late night program at NBC?
The late night program, I believe I did it almost, maybe about 16 years, something
16
like
years.
that.
Paul and I did it before you for 12 and a half years. So you're the longest running host of that time period. And before Paul and I did it, what was it, Paul? It was the Tomorrow Show with Tom Snyder.
Tom Snyder,
which
yeah.
was, in its inception, a tremendous show.
A brilliant show.
Yeah, it was
He
a
had
great show.
terrific, riveting interviews with John Lydon from the Sex Pistols, John Lennon.
Yeah, he did a lot of really nice stuff. And now you're at TBS, and things are great there. You have a hit show on TBS, and they leave you alone. You get to do everything you want.
Yeah.
How's your family? Are they all settled and everything's good now?
Family's terrific. I have a lovely wife. I have 2 kids. I have an 8-year-old boy and a 6-year-old son.
Tell me all about the 8-year-old, because I have an 8-year-old.
I have an 8-year-old girl, Nev, and she's terrific. She is very beautiful. She's very smart. She's very quick to judge, like me. Extremely judgmental. And then I have a boy, Beckett, who is 6. And you've been through the boy phase where it's just all... They're great, and then they dissolve into absolute tyrannical rages. Like Stalin. They become Stalin. They become insane dictators within seconds if they haven't had their food. If their blood sugar level falls below a certain point, they'll kill me and all of you to get what they want.
Has the child actually taken a life?
We had, the closest we came is I did a event for Turner called Christmas in Washington. And it's an event, and they said that you perform for the number of people in Washington. You also perform for the president, the first lady, the vice president, and this is a great thing. And I said, I'd love to do this. And they said, you can bring
the kids,
the wife, and the children. I thought, this
great.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
My children will meet an American president. So we go, I go, and I'm preparing for the event. My wife brings the children. They lock it down for security reasons. They just completely lock it down. And then they say, okay, before the event, you're going to get to meet and have your picture taken with the president. This is very exciting. My kids are nicely dressed. And my wife mentions to me casually, as we're getting in the line, the children haven't eaten today. And as any parent will tell you, you have that moment of, this isn't something, I don't know, I'm very busy today. I've got a show to do in front of the president, but that concerns me. I have some concern, Dave. And then we get on the line, and we're ready, and we've talked to the kids. You say, hello, Mr. President, and the First Lady, and the boy's wearing his little tie, and the girl's wearing her nice dress, and I'm wearing a dress, and everything's fine, and we're ready to go.
Wait a minute. What?
We'll get to that part. We'll get to it. It comes later. And we're ready, and they say, I hear someone say, President in 5 minutes. We got President in 5. And things get really quiet in the room, and there's a lot of people waiting to meet the President. And all of a sudden, I just hear, I don't want to meet the President. And I look over, and it's my son, and he's just going, and I just say, hey, Beckett, take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy. And I look around, and I just see that they're like, President in 4 minutes, President in 4. We got POTUS in 4, and I'm really getting concerned. So we start to try and reason with him, and you've been down this road.
Yes, I have.
And I'm like, now back, touch me. And then he just sits on the ground on the red carpet and faces away from us. And so, if you've ever tried to pick up a child who doesn't want to be picked up, it's like picking up antimatter with chopsticks. You can't do it. So I'm trying to get him up, and he's... And then, this is an absolutely true story, the next person in line with us is Mr. Justin Bieber. No joke. I'm not kidding, because he's one of the performers at the show. And so he reaches over and he thinks, I got this, I'm Justin Bieber.
Yeah, I'm Justin Bieber.
He reaches over.
I can handle this.
And I see him going to pet my son, and I kind of want to stop it, because I know where this is going. But there's part of me that thinks, no.
Let's see. Let's take a look.
Enjoy this. This is going to be good. So he reaches out and he touches my son's head and kind of gives him one of these, like, I'm Justin Bieber, it's going to be fine. Sorry, he was Leno for a second. I'm just, and he does that. And my son, no joke, whips around and says, stop it.
That's the appropriate response.
It is the appropriate response.
Absolutely the appropriate response.
And so then he starts to dissolve even more. We don't know what to do, and I start to say to my wife, you got to get him out of here. And my wife doesn't want to miss her chance to meet the president. So she says, no, I think he's going to be fine. And I said, he's not fine. Meanwhile, he's like Curly from the Three Stooges. So finally, we open her purse, we rummage through it, we find a half of a cracker, we get it into him. Seconds later, I hear, I was ready to tell the Secret Service, take him out if you have to. If you have to, you have my permission. And then at the last second, the president comes and gets there. We step up, and he had the cracker 30 seconds before, and my son, who's 6, is like, Mr. President. Michelle.
What is that?
Good to see you. How are you?
Where does that come from?
Fantastic.
He pulled it together.
That's my boy.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's an impressive feat, and congratulations. Good for him. The kid knows when to pull it together.
Yeah.
Very impressive. We'll be right back here with Conan O'Brien, everybody. Conan O'Brien. But for the summer, do you have time off? Are you going to Chicago?
We're going to Chicago. Yeah, we're at the Chicago Theater where you took the late night show.
Yeah, we did it there, and it was a fantastic facility.
I love that
place.
place.
As you know, it's a great city, a great town, and the audiences will be absolutely thrilled to have you there. Will you get time off to do fun stuff with the family as a unit?
That was it, what I just described. That's time with my family, so I learned my lesson. No. You know, I hope at some point I'm coaching some. I'm helping coach. I'm an assistant coach in T-ball now, which is, I don't know if you've gone down that road.
T-ball, we're now into coach pitch, but as I have described T-ball, an inning of T-ball is the most exciting 3 hours in sports.
Yeah. When you see a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old or a 5-year-old make a legitimate out, field the ball, throw it to first, and put someone out, it's like seeing the face of Christ on toast.
I know.
It's miraculous.
Yes.
Actual play happened. Other than that, you might as well just duct tape some gloves to cats and let them roam around the field. And my favorite thing is when a kid does connect, which is hilarious, he connects with the ball and it goes out into the outfield, the kids don't run towards the ball, they start randomly spinning.
Yeah.
Like they're at a Fish concert. It's unbelievable.
Now, I will tell you that things get a little better with coach pitch, and a couple of weeks ago we're at a game and my son is playing shortstop.
How old is your
boy? He is 8 years old.
He's 8 years old.
And he makes the play. And as you know, so please, if you're not going to make the play, at least let it hit you so it doesn't roll to the fence. So he grabs the ball. It's kind of a heroic stab at shortstop. There's nobody on base. The runner is moving down to first base. He picks it up, scoops it up cleanly, and tosses it to third. So you get a...
It's starting to gel.
Yeah, it's coming together.
It's starting to gel.
Yeah. Is he good at the plate? Because that's really all you need to worry about, too. You don't want the kid to embarrass himself at the plate.
You know, he's actually quite good. Watching T-ball, have started to wish that I would love to see, and maybe, I don't have the resources to make this happen, but you could. I would love to see major league caliber hitters hitting off of a tee.
Yeah,
I think it'd be so fun to see a David Ortiz and look at that game and the scores. I would like to see them major league games where the scores are like 145 to 144. It would be extremely...
Eliminate pitching altogether.
Yeah, and steroids encouraged.
Why not?
The combination of steroids and the tee.
Have you, you know, I saw your sister in a movie, for God's sake.
Yes, my sister Kate.
That was fantastic.
She did a terrific job. She's very talented.
What was the film? Was the
Fighter. Yeah, my sister auditioned. They had no idea that she was any relation to me.
Really?
Other than,
she looks exactly like
Well, she looks like me in a wig, yeah. No, she's an attractive version of me. She's very talented, and she, yeah, they had no idea. She did a terrific job. They put her in this film, and she nailed it.
Yeah.
I was
gonna do
extremely
other
proud of
films?
her. Yeah, I think she, I mean, she also teaches, so she's balancing it. She's working in show business and helping humanity.
Now,
which is a weird combination.
that's unheard of, for God's sakes. Now,
you won't see me going down that road.
Do you like living in California?
You know what? California is pretty good. I will say, I got to look at your audience, and it's a good-looking crowd, and I'm not saying that just to cue applause right now. There's no time. That's
so cheap.
So cheap. Beneath you. I saw, and you'll relate to this, I saw, it's one different with one thing that's very different there, is that the audiences are much more casual in their dress.
A little more relaxed, yeah.
A little more relaxed, and so I noticed, there was a picture that I saw in the years I worked at NBC, which was, it was a reverse angle of Jack Parr doing his Tonight Show monologue, and it's a reverse angle, and you see the audience. The men are in ties. They're all Don Draper on Mad Men. They've got the ties and the jackets. The women are wearing sensible Republican cloth coats. Everything's... And they're all sitting there and enjoying the show. Right. I watched an evolution occur throughout the 80s and the 90s, and it got more gradual. In Los Angeles, people come to the tapings in board shorts, flip-flops, thongs, and nothing else. World War I helmets, fake beards, eye patches. It's a freak show.
I think you also mentioned that they often bring animals with them.
They bring livestock. So cherish this. This is old time. This is the Ed Sullivan Theater, and it's.
I love being in this theater.
Beautiful.
This is Conan O'Brien, right here in Chicago, week of June 11th. Great pleasure to see you.
Thanks for having me.
Congratulations on everything. I'm glad to have you here. Come back anytime. Conan O'Brien, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back with Regina Spektor.